In a matter of days, Senator John Thune will mark 1 year as Majority Leader, one of the most powerful positions in Washington, D.C. As leader, Thune sets the agenda and decides which bills to bring to a vote. Now, we sat down with us today to talk about his year in office and sees what he sees moving forward. It was just shy of 1 year ago, John Thune was introduced to the country as the Senate Majority Leader. Today, Thune looks back on what has been a whirlwind of a year. He says in terms of the schedule in the Senate, this has been the busiest since 1976.
In this job, it's just kind of coming at you all the time. And so you're a little bit like it's just a fire hose you're drinking from on a daily basis. And so many of the things that you deal with on a daily basis, you don't anticipate. You might plan your schedule, you might plan your day, but in the end, you're going to end up managing whatever it is that's coming at you. And the incoming in this job is it's coming at you at a ferocious pace.
Thune says having Republican control of the House, Senate, and the White House has only happened 4 times in the last 90 years and has allowed him and his team to get a lot done.
I thought we made the most of it, and so it was a very productive session of Congress, and frankly, in my view, historic in a lot of ways. I mean, the one big beautiful bill that passed in July of this last year is the most comprehensive piece of legislation that I've worked on in my lifetime.
But those victories haven't come without struggle. Thune says finding bipartisan support for even the most basic legislation like funding the government has been a challenge.
It's been a hard stretch this last year, and part of it is these are not normal times. And I think you have to accept that and just understand and sort of take in stride the stuff that's coming at you all the time. But, you got the Democrats, you got our side a lot of times, we've got a lot of intra-family squabbles that we have. You got a very narrow majority in the House of Representatives. President Trump in the White House, who is always on a daily basis is pushing and being aggressive and trying to get as much done as possible. So we've had to balance a lot of things, and I think in a way that actually led to what I would argue is a significant record of accomplishment.
Now, Thune was elected to the U.S. Senate back in 2004. He worked his way up through the party leadership roles, including the whip and conference chair. Last year, he replaced Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, who was the longest-serving Senate party ever.